Hey, if you're looking to create online event invitations and strictly want to send them via text message and or email, then I highly recommend that you consider punchbowl.com. My name is Jared Larkin. I do a ton of classes and events, and I've been using Punchbowl now for quite some time. Previously, I've used eventbrite.com, but the reason why I love punchbowl.com is because they can send text messages, and if you have the preferred pricing option right here, you can send up to 500 text messages and it will be sent through their server through their phone number, which I absolutely love. If I want to text blast a large list of people, it'll be sent through someone else's phone number and not my phone number. So this is why I love punchbowl.com. It's just for this specific reason right here. I'm going to walk you through right now from point A to point Z, how to set up and create an event and how to send out a large scale amount of messages, whether it's text and or email. But I truly love that I can just send out these text messages. They do have a pricing deal right now, $5 a month. It's like $60 a year to get the preferred option. There's a lot of other ones out there. There's a few I've played with, but the problem with some of the other ones I've messed around with that can do the event creation and text blasting is usually the text blasting comes from your own personal phone number. And that worries me sometime if I'm sending out a text blast to a large number of people and they don't know me very well. So that's why I love punchbowl.com. Let's dive into what it can do for you. So first things first, you're gonna wanna create an account and set up all of your information. Once you do that, you're gonna choose between a greeting card and an online invitation. If you're gonna create an event at scale like I do, you're gonna choose online invitation. You can then go into my invitations. It can show you some stuff from the past. You're gonna click create an invitation. It's then gonna ask you for the styled theme that you want. They've got categories here and all these things. I personally like the invitation style where you can upload your own image and basically work off of that. You can also duplicate and copy a previous event and then just work off of that. But we're going to click create invitation. Then you're going to choose your category, or if you're like me, I just create favorites of the ones that I can upload. And really, there's 3 that I found where I can upload my own image and design my own image for my event, which is what I want to do. So I'm working off of these 3. For this scenario, I'm going to create an event. I actually still use eventbrite.com. You can see here I have a lot of events that I'm planning here over the next 30 to 60 days. The one specific event in particular that I'm really looking to blow up and really market out to the masses between Eventbrite and Punchbowl. Eventbrite, I'll be using email blasting, and then Punchbowl, I'll be using text message blasting, is this event right here. It's a big real estate speaking event. We're going to have 7 real estate professionals up on stage speaking. So I really want to make sure we get good exposure for this event. So what I'm going to do here is I'm essentially going to recreate what I already have here on Eventbrite, which will help keep me flowing through this to then allow me to create this event on Punchbowl. So I'm going to choose, I like this black envelope. This looks great. You can see here it says upload your design. This might be the hardest part, is just creating your design. You can use Gemini like I have here. You can use ChatGPT like I have here. The key point here is you need to get the dimensions correct. The dimensions for this type of image are 360 by 510 pixels. So we want to make sure that we have that proper. Best thing you can do here is if you're creating this event from scratch, right, you can describe to ChatGPT or to Gemini the dimensions and what you want the event to create. If you've already created an event like I have on Eventbrite, it's going to be a little bit trickier because I need to reformat this one, which there's a lot going on here, obviously, and reformat it into the proper dimensions. So I've already done this, and I'm going to walk you through how you can do this as well. I tried Gemini, and at the time of this recording, Gemini did not want to listen to me, and you can see here, it did not reformat this the way I wanted it to. So then I went over into ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT to do the same thing and reformat it to the 360 by 510 pixels. And it actually did a fantastic job, as you can see here. I mean, it almost got us here to the final finish line. I mean, we're 95% of the way there. So what I did was I then downloaded this image and I uploaded it over into canva.com with the proper dimensions, 360 by 510. And you can see here, I actually have it now reformatted and recreated for this sizing. But what I did was I actually just took the original image that is right here. And I added some information into it to just reformat and make it look as best I can working off of these dimensions. Now I've saved that to my computer so that for this tutorial I can share with you the next steps. So I will now go ahead and click on this image. I'm going to go ahead now and add a photo. I will find that photo on my desktop. Here it is. That is it. Let me bring that in here. Okay. Once this is uploaded now, it's going to be pretty straightforward. We're just going to start to fill in all of the information here. The few things that I need you to be aware of are how we're going to promote and push this event out. Here's the image. I'm going to go ahead. It looks like it's still uploading. I want to click it, grab it. Boom, there it is down here. And next step is I'm now going to, it does look a little bit blurry. I'm going to try to download this one more time. When I download out of Canva, I like to do JPEG, but maybe we'll do PNG this time. It's best for complex images. Let's just compare here. I'll just call this one. I'm going to go back over into Punchbowl right here. I will trash can this, add a new one. Here it is. And same concept, we're going to bring that in. And it looks like that didn't do anything. So let's go ahead and start over. Boom, there we go. All right, back to this, click done. Now this is an event invitation. Okay, I want people to RSVP. I'm now just going to start to copy and paste over this information from this Eventbrite into Punchbowl. So a couple things we're working with here. It looks like we are limited to 50 characters. So let's go ahead and fix that here in a moment. I'll continue down with the event date, January 16th, 1:30 to 4:30. So it's gonna be in 2026 within January on January 16th. Now here's the deal. When I try to do an end date within Punchbowl, for whatever reason, it does not allow me to do the same day. So I actually don't do an end date. I just over here on the time, I describe the time frame that this event will take place, which is from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Host name will be Jared Larkin, Chicago title. I will plug in my phone number here. Okay. I will now plug in to the Clayton Club information, Clayton Hotel and Members Club. I will then just follow along here and fill in this information. Here it is. 233 Clayton Street, Denver, Colorado. Okay, 80206. Perfect. All right, and now I will copy and paste in the information that I want in here. So I've already done all this. I'm just going to take everything from Eventbrite. It's a very, very long description because there's a lot going on with this event. Usually my descriptions are shorter, but you can see here we have done this pretty well. Now it did not format properly, so that's a bit frustrating. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm actually going to go over to ChatGPT. I'm going to say, hey, can you take this description and format it properly so that I can copy and paste it into punchbowl.com for the event description? Let's see if this does anything. You can see it is not properly spaced out. Now let's see if I take it from ChatGPT and copy and paste it over. I'm curious to see if this fixes the problem. So here we go. Highlight it, copy it. Let's go back into Punchbowl, see if this works. And that worked. Look at that. Fantastic. Okay. So let's just go through it. We're going to make a couple changes, right? I think any like new paragraph or spacing is important, right? You know, you could even use the bullet points up here. And you can do the bold and underline up here to help clean everything up. Okay, boom. So now everything is formatted here. That was completed. I'm going to go back up to save and continue at the top. Save all of this information. And once it loads, I will then be prompted to add my guests. So a couple things you can do here. You can add people from a past guest list. So I could go into my past guest list, which I could do, or I can upload and import my contacts. So I can click here and click import contacts. Here are the different ways you can import your contacts. I personally like to upload a CSV file. If I go into my specific settings, I can locate some formatted lists that I have completed. And here's one of them, for example. This is how it needs to be formatted. It needs to be in 3 columns because, again, I'm using this specifically. If you want an email address, you could add a 4th column for email, but it'll be first name, last name, and then the phone number. And that is how I will feed that information in there. I found that Punchbowl, when you add the email address into it, it tends to prefer sending an email versus a text message. So I actually stopped uploading the emails and only upload the phone numbers with the first name and the last name, so that it only chooses to send a text message. And truthfully, the reason why I do that is because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to use eventbrite.com to send out all of my email blasts and all of that information. So once I've done that, it will automatically start to sync in those contacts and start to fill in all this information of all these people and build my list. And I can have up to 500 people, like I said. The final step will be then to review it and then send it. One important note here is to look at the invitation options and set the options properly. So a couple things here: show guest list. I am going to leave that turned off. I will allow guests to bring others for this event. That is fine if they want to bring up to 3 people. I always want to have this turned on, set an automatic reminder. I want them to receive a follow-up text message that they will, get another text closer to the event. So you can see here, it will remind them. I want to turn this on. This is important. I want to customize the message to the guests, because otherwise they might get a text message from this random phone number and they have no idea who it's from, right? So I always like to change the subject from Punchbowl invitation to you are invited. And then you can see here it cut off the event name, which we will have to fix. A live speaker series. You're invited. Same deal for the message. I'm going to say Jared Larkin with Chicago title is inviting you to this event. Please click on the invitation to see more details and to RSVP. Perfect. Allow guests to message you. Yes, I will leave that on. I do not need any of these. They will stay off. That is done here. Next thing, what I can do, I can view this and see what other people will see when they receive this. Right? It says you're invited. Open an envelope. Okay, here it goes. Right? Boom. What's working right now in real estate: a live speaker series, 7 agents, 7 strategies, real conversations on growth. Will you attend? Yes or no? Decide later. Right? Add to calendar. Here's all of the information. You can see here my event title got cut off. This is a long title. It's more than 50 characters, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Once that's updated, that is all finalized. The final step is to send out the messaging, and then once you do that, you can start to track the results of who is actually reading it and adding it and actually responding to it. One other thing I like to do here is under here, the design and details, and in the envelope, I can add my logo. So I can click here and click edit, and I could select an image to upload. I could choose a file. I will upload my logo here. Here we go. It's more of a horizontal style logo. That almost fits. I could bring it down. I don't know if it's going to look good on black though, but it does. It works. Look at that. Change the rubber stamp. I can change this to something else. I want it to be able to be red and bold and stand out. I like that. That looks good. Postage, I can change the postage. I can even upload my own stamp, which is really cool. Wonder what the dimensions are on that. That's kind of fun. I will do, I don't know. I wonder if I could upload the actual image. I wonder what that would even look like. That's kind of cool. All right, let's see what that does. I kind of like it. Or I could choose something else that I wanted to, right? You've got all your choices over here. This would be technically, I don't know which one I would want to choose. Maybe I'll do a star or something, but want to keep it fun. I want to keep it interesting so that someone who sees this and has no idea what it is, I want them to click on it and be curious about what this event is so that they click on it and learn more. So this is how you set up an event, an online invitation through punchbowl.com. Then the last step is to add the list and send it out. And then boom, you're done. See what happens, and good luck on your next event. If you found this helpful, follow me, milehighTitleGuy.com. I share other tools, resources, marketing ideas like this to help you grow your business. And see you in the next video.